Hello. I am so sorry I'm late. I've been running around like a crazy woman all day, and I had to do some work this afternoon, and I thought I'd get off on time, but I didn't, and it is what it is. But hold on here. I'm firing up. I'm in my bedroom, messy ass bedroom, so just ignore it. Um, I'm firing up my software. So after I'm done with the forecast, if anybody that's in the chat, Antonia, hello, by the way. Thank you for tuning. If anyone's in the chat and they want a little mini reading, because I am running a ton of specials this month, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? Um, Usually I don't go live on, um, someone asked me the other day, why don't you go live on TikTok? And I'm like, because every time someone goes live on there, they seem to get community guideline violations for some reason. So I choose to just stick to this domain over TikTok. It's just my choice. There's a lot of fighting there too. So let me bring up the forecast. I haven't posted it to my website yet. So that will be done immediately following this broadcast. And I'm sorry. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you all had a good work week. And I hope you're all looking forward to the weekend. For some of us, it is a 3-day weekend, as Monday is President's Day. So, to those who are enjoying a 3-day weekend, enjoy. So, let me bring up my document on this. Like I said, I have not posted this to my website yet. That will be posted immediately following this show. Sorry, I have to have patience with my software. There it is. Okay. It's my fault. I should have had this up, but like I said, I've been running around all morning. It's been kind of a crazy, crazy morning. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. Now it's up. It's ready to go. And like I said, I do apologize once again for being late. I'm actually, that's like one of my OCDs. I can't handle being late to anything. I have to leave like an hour ahead of time. I don't do well when I'm late or when I'm running late. It's just me. There's the Capricorn Virgo thing going on. Everything's got to be in its proper order. Oh, God. Anyway, here we go. So I'll discuss all the shootings and all the crap that's going on after. Unless there's not really a whole lot to say. Um, it's every day now, you know, something kind of sad that I heard one of my kids say because she just got accepted into a college, and it was like, God, I hope I don't get shot going to college. That sucks to have that mindset, but here we are. Hi, Melly. Hello. Happy Friday to you too, hon. Good to see you. But yeah, it's awful to have that mindset. And I could only imagine what kids go through. Um, I actually thought about working part time here in my town, um, back in the school systems, working like special education again. And both my kids are like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And it's like, okay, things have changed in 3 years, 4 years since you've been working, and it's dangerous and this and that. It's scary. You're right. It is scary to feel like that, Melly. And I always tell my kids and the people around me, don't feed into fear. But what are you going to do in this case? I mean, you can't even go to the damn grocery store to buy some groceries without some asshole with a gun trying to shoot you. We have a real problem in this country. There is no lack of kindness or compassion for others, but we love guns. Plus, our mental health issues are just awful. So there's that. Um, eh, I don't know what to say. Um, I think this is why I do the kind of work I do. Hey, Lady Eyes of Green, how are you? I know who you are, love. I think that's why I do what I do and I work my own hours and do this merchandising, because I can go into the grocery store at 6 a.m. or 8 o'clock at night. I try to stay away from the grocery stores when it's like, high traffic, like now, Friday afternoon, people are going to the stores. It's, a 3-day weekend, so people are definitely stocking up. Happy Friday to you too, Lady Eyes of Green. Yes, everyone seems a little bit happier. Everyone has a little extra pep in their step, and everyone's a little bit happier. But yeah, it's just the news just gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm not going to go on too much longer, but I am going to say this. Okay. The shootings are becoming an everyday occurrence. And not that each and every one isn't shocking and tragic, because it is. But this thing happening in Palestine, Ohio. Oh my God. Now, this is exactly why they want to get rid of TikTok. Okay. Because TikTok and the people in that town were exposing this shit days ago, a week ago, before the news was even reporting on it. Okay. Couple of journalists that were reporting on it got arrested. Okay. Um, and these people aren't getting any help. I saw some lady this morning making coffee, put cream in her coffee, and her coffee was sizzling. I saw some other lady throwing a rock into the creek there, and it was sizzling. Okay. This, and I don't know how to say this without cussing, so I'm going to say it because I'm an environmentalist. What has just happened in Ohio, doesn't just affect Ohioans. It affects Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia. A whole lot of other states are going to get affected by this. So those of you who say, not in my backyard, I don't give a shit, you better give a shit. And here's another thing. You have to follow the money, because it may be Norfolk Southern, but you have to follow the layers of what Norfolk Southern is attached to. Vanguard and BlackRock. If you've purchased my course, you're going to know who those companies are. If not, I highly suggest you get onto astrologywitch.com, go to my classes, and get my Crypto Basics 101. Type in capital letters TikTok 20, and you'll get 20% off of that course. It will be the best $20 you ever spend on your financial future. I will say that. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm saying that because I'm giving you facts and figures. I'm giving you knowledge. I have done the research for you. But because I've done that research, I'm able to find a trail here of where the Norfolk Southern's original investors are. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Vanguard, BlackRock. A couple of you in my chat already know who that is, so because you've taken the course. But yeah, those are the ones involved. So this is not good for our environment. And if you think it doesn't affect you, think about Ohio. It's farmland. This is where your dairy, your soy, your eggs come. A lot of your eggs come from. So people with that mentality, you are an idiot. All right. I'm done with my little freaking environmental speech. But the people of Palestine, Ohio, my heart goes out to them. And I am sending many, many prayers. Hi, sweet butterfly girl. I'm sending many, many prayers because what is happening there is fucked. And they are trying to shut people down and see. So this is also my issue with like the Republican Party wanting to get rid of TikTok. Yeah, TikTok can be toxic, but I've seen in the last week and a half the good that's coming from TikTok, the exposure and exposing um, the things that are happening. Now, if you go, oh my God, I know the water is acidic and there's like acid rain coming. If you go to my, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. This is awful. Wait, think, Linda, think. I can't remember what I was going to say. I hate when I do this. I think it's stress. Um, I remember when you, if you go to my YouTube channel, the one we're on now, and you scroll back a year or two from ago, okay, I maybe even longer than that. This has to be like the 2016 election. And you scroll all the way back. There is a clip I did on the fate and stars of Pete Buttigieg. And when I posted that, I had a lot of pissed off people at me politically on the Democratic side. Like I said, I don't look at the stars from a Republican or a Democratic side. I actually look at them from an astrologer's point of view. And I said this then, and I will say this now about Pete Buttigieg. I don't care what political party he's from. His stars show that he does not give two shits about anything or anybody. I don't care if they have an R next to their name or a D next to their name. They're controlled. They're part of the same damn coin, and they're controlled by the lobbyists. So go back 4 or 5 years ago and watch my video on Pete Buttigieg. I say exactly the same thing. He has a dragon's tail in Capricorn, meaning he will never be a good politician. Um, he will make a shitty politician, and it won't be about the greater good of the people. It'll be about the lobbyists that pay him. And has he said anything? Has he done anything? He hasn't done shit. Pardon my French. So this isn't a liberal or a conservative thing. And this is just showing all politicians, I don't give a shit what they are fucked. And they don't give a damn about you. Okay, I am really done now. Let's talk some stars. Melly, yes, absolutely. I've gotten all of my information on this situation from TikTok. The news finally started broadcasting it about 3 days ago. And it was because they were being pressured. They looked like idiots. They were too busy watching some thing in the sky. Well, we've had things in the sky for ages now. All of a sudden, you want to tell the American people it's a UFO. All of a sudden, you're going to disclose that? I find that strange. Of course, I'm a very suspicious person and I don't trust my government. So there's that. But yes, I've learned a lot of this information from TikTok. The whole TikTok thing is a political ploy because the Conservative Party knows that the Gen Z generation does not like them. And that mentality and that mindset is going to go by the wayside 10 years from now, 15 years from now, if we still have a planet. It's going to change. I'm going to give you a date, 7th. I can't wait for March 7th. You want to know what March 7th is? March 7th is the day that Saturn leaves Aquarius and moves into, hold on, my connection's unstable. Okay. March 7th is the day that Saturn leaves Aquarius and moves into Pisces. Now, Saturn is very comfortable in its own sign, which is Capricorn. Saturn is actually very comfortable in Aquarius as well. Once it moves into Pisces, no, the glitchy is me. That's why I stopped talking, because I want to make sure you hear this. So Saturn's getting ready to move into Pisces on March 7th. And I cannot wait for this to happen. You want to know why? Now, technically, Saturn does not feel comfortable in Pisces. It's ungrounded. But it's also where people are going to start taking off their rose-colored glasses. And they're going to start saying, oh my God, so-and-so was right, or they were right, or this was right. That time is coming when they're going to have to take off their rose-colored glasses and really see the world for the way it is. I'm waiting for that day. And as we get closer to that date, I will explain more. Patreon, you'll get full details on it in a week or so. But I'm waiting for that date. All right, let's move on to happier talk here. I was going to come on Sunday and do this, but I'm going to go to Sedona on Sunday, so I won't be around. But we have this new moon in Pisces, and it's a very beautiful, dreamy, and intuitive new moon. And this happens Monday, February 20th at 2:06 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're on the West Coast on Pacific Time, that'll happen about 11:06. So you actually can enjoy the energies both on the 19th and the evening of the 20th as well. Now, Pisces moon energy is all about intuition, the psychic self, new beginnings, healthy starts, spiritual endeavors, vivid dreams, and the release of bad habits. Many of us become very empathic with this energy, but there's something to be learned here. Just make sure, if you are one of those that are empathic, make sure that you don't take on negative energies of others. You know, you ground, and ground again. That's the key here. Pisces new moon is all about our spirituality, divination, clairvoyance, telepathy. Divination, things like throwing the bones, rune readings, tarot, astrology. Like I said, psychic self, empowerment, and tapping into our dreams and dream work energy. This message, the messages spirit and ancestors are sending via your lucid dreams and even the downloads through meditation are going to be powerful, and we must listen to them. So around this new moon, we should be getting a lot of downloads, either through our dreams subconsciously or even through meditation. Now, this new moon is in Pisces and it rules the feet, and this is the perfect time to give attention to your tootsies. Purchases of new shoes. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of husbands out there mad at me for telling their wives to go buy shoes. I don't care. Purchases of new shoes, pedicures, podiatry issues, purchasing music or musical instruments, books, metaphysical goods, and the arts are going to all be blessed under this new moon energy coming. Now, Pisces does rule alcohol, and I am not insinuating that anyone or encouraging anyone to go and purchase booze, but this is a good time to stock up on alcohols, as you will find great sales on all of your favorite spirits. Now, especially those of you out there who do deity work and you leave alcohol on your altar for your deities, this is a perfect time to stock up on stuff like that. Right around after Valentine's Day, right before St. Patrick's Day, sales on alcohol seem to they're all over the place, is what I'm trying to say. So if you do offer offerings to your deities, your angels, or even your demons, this is a good time to buy booze. Now, the negative aspect of this energy will be issues with oil or water accidents. Middle East news, Vatican news. This is where religious nuts come into focus, and a lot of people deal with escapism through drugs and alcohol. The only thing I didn't add into this newsletter was sometimes we hear about suicides. Even when in a new moon, bad things happen, and some people can't handle a Pisces moon as much as others can. It does something to their psyche. Not everybody, but so be aware of that. And you might hear that in the news. Now, your psychic mediums, your astrologers like myself, your intuitives, your tarot readers, your people with clairvoyance and energy healers, root workers, metaphysicians are all blessed under these stars for very accurate readings and tapping deep into the spirit world. I have a dragon's head in Pisces, so I'm already feeling it, and I'm already getting some downloads on some things. Before I go on, I had to do a lot of cleanup last night on my YouTube channel because someone went in and made really horrible comments on about 20 of my videos. And when I say I get downloads, I know who it is. The download came and I'm like, oh my God. Plus, the way someone worded something told me who that was. So those of you with strong Neptunian energies, you're going to really feel this moon's energy. I'm going to go back in and check everybody. What is everybody saying before I go on? Yes, you can buy more shoes. Let's see. Okay, I was wondering if okay, same. I can't wait to be done with my, oh God, I know. Oh, I know. I know. I know how you feel, sweet butterfly girl. I'm really wanting to get back into my tarot. I need to, but also really want to be working. Lady Eyes of Green, either one will do. Work on them Sunday night because Sunday evening is the full moon, and you never know what download you're going to get from that. Yes, Melly, they were haters, and what's kind of funny is it's a relative. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And if they're watching me, I know who you are and I know where you live. Careful. It's a relative. That's all I'm going to say. That's right. Well, the energy's still there. I mean, it doesn't have to be Sunday night. But anyway. All right, moving on. Okay, where was I? All right, here we go. All souls born with a Pisces sun, a moon, a rising, a dragon's head or tail, and also Virgos, and also those with strong Neptunian placements. You're going to feel these energies the most, as well as all water signs. And all water signs will become very magnetic, very sensual, and they also become like a sponge, and they can absorb both the positive and the negative energy. So a warning to my water signs. If you see people you don't want to deal with, run the other way. Souls born with a sun in Pisces, they're very kind individuals, very compassionate, very artistic, and very intuitive souls. Pisces feel on a very deep level. They do need to separate themselves emotionally from the energies around them. Especially if those energies are negative. Like I just said, water signs, Pisces is a water sign, so it's like a sponge with energy, positive and negative. I have come across many Pisces that tend to need a lot of alone time to process things, and this is because their subconscious runs very deep, and a lot of them don't like large crowds. I'll give you a perfect example. I gave this example last night on my Patreon. I had an uncle who's no longer alive, but he was a Pisces. He was a very, very religious man. And Pisces can be either very, very religious or completely the opposite and very, very metaphysical. But he was a very religious man, but he liked to go to like basketball or baseball games. As long as he was in a crowd and it was open, like an open arena, an open stadium, he was fine. But as soon as he got into large crowds, he didn't do well. And I'm finding I'm like that in a lot of ways too. As I'm getting older, especially, I just, that whole like New York feel where you're crossing the street with a million people. No, you can have that. Thank you. Oh, I have no problem living amongst the chickens and the cows out here. Okay. But he was a Pisces. And like I said, they need downtime. Um, and like I said, they don't like large crowds. So, but their downfall can be escapism, not facing reality. Um, Pisces, especially, they really need to decipher between what is pure imagination and what is rational thought. Sometimes not all Pisces operate on complete rational thought like a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus would because they're earth signs. All right, let me go back in and see what's going on here. Hey, Doris, how are you? Long time no see. I hope you're well. Oh God, isn't that the truth, sweet butterfly girl? Yeah, they can be worse than enemies sometimes, and it's just jealousy. I know, but also this individual doesn't know I know things about them. So, if they want to continue to play this game, fuck around and find out. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck around and find out. Okay, my magical folk. Now, I've talked about Pisces moons, the astrological energy of it. Let's talk about the magical energy of Pisces moons. This is the best time to work any kind of magic for clairvoyance, psychic insight, astral projection, dream work, tarot spells, working with the creative arts, music. This is also a good time to work with the paranormal energies around us or paranormal investigating. Healing rituals relating to the feet, the subconscious mind, and the lymphatic nodes are all blessed under this energy. Pisces is a very magical moon with strong ties to the spirit world. It rules the 12th house. And the 12th house is not just the deep subconscious mind, it's also deep spiritualism and occult matters. But when we're dealing with this kind of moon, there are strong ties, like I said, to the spirit world, but there's also strong ties to ancestry. And ancestry tap into your shadow work and with ancestry. And if you do work with Archangel Sandalphone, which rules Pisces, it's perfect. Archangel Sandalphone is all about music and writing and poetry. So think of Archangel Sandalphone. Now, waxing moons in Pisces, like I said, are the best time to astral project, but it's also a good time to see your mystic, your astrologer, psychic, tarot reader, even the clairvoyance. But you must listen to your dreams. For what your dreams are telling you, there's messages there. But also, if there's things in your life that you want to manifest, or you have your dreams of your own that you want to achieve in life, this is the time to dream about them, envision them, manifest them, and create it in your subconscious. And if you can do those things, it will become a reality in time. Now, I did say goodbyes can come with magical items, and those magical items are anything for divination. So your pendulums, your tarot cards, your oracle cards, your bone throwing, your ruins. My little baggie here, I have a little baggie of ruins. Your ruins, your star charts, and channeling through clairvoyance. These are all good things to tap into on this new moon. Please remember this energy does create a very ungrounding energy for some. And you must relax, you must regenerate. And I'm going to say it over and over again. Meditate, meditate, meditate. I'm serious. You're going to really need to tap into it. All right, let me get in here and see what's going on. Yep, Lady Eyes agreeing. I agree with her too. Yep, Melly, agreed. We all agree here. I've been busy. I know I can be a little too blunt and a little too truthful sometimes, but one thing I will never do is lie to any of you. Ever. Ever. Can't. So yes, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I will never bullshit my followers, my friends, and my clients. Ever. Ever. If anyone else getting hungrier leading to this new mooners. Literally hungry, sweet butterfly girl, or more like hungry for a thirst for knowledge type of hunger? I want to practice more on the channeling. I need to practice that myself. I need to do a little more practicing with my channeling. How do I put this? I'm pretty good at astral projecting, but I haven't done it in a while. Okay. And there's this like window of opportunity for me to do it, and it's going to be Sunday. So I'm really going to try and I'm going to try and eat real light that day. I am going to Sedona. So I'm actually going up there not to shop or anything like that. I'm actually going up there to hike in the morning. So I am going to try and set some time aside for myself to kind of meditate, astral project. No, physically hungry. I feel like my stomach is always growling. Well, what, eat something? I don't know. But maybe it has nothing to do with the stars. Maybe it's a tapeworm. God, I hope not, sweet butterfly girl. I notice, okay, now my daughters have said this too. Closer to that time of the month, they get a little more hungrier. I notice when women get closer to menstruating, their appetite, they're hungry and a lot. So that could be, it could be a hormonal thing. Really, there's a lot of different possibilities, but it might not have anything to do with the stars. I mean, I'm trying to think. Saturn's in Aquarius, so it can't be that. Actually, the past few days, I constantly feel hungry, even right after eating. I'm not sure. All I know is my daughters have said when it's not that, when it, as they call it, when Aunt Flo comes to town, I'm hungrier than ever. So I don't know. It could be hormonal. That's what I'm thinking. It could be nothing to do with the stars. It just could be mean hormones. I don't know. But you better eat some, sweet butterfly girl. You need nourishment, honey. All right. And my full forecast is in the Patreon page for my Patreons. Now, I am going to have a little bit of a talk with my Patreons because I'm going to start, and I'm only going to do this once a month. I'm going to start offering a free, even Patreon has suggested I do this once a month. So once a month, a news article is going to come out that's free to the general public so that you can kind of see what, like what the mother tier offers or the goddess tier offers. I also want to clear something up because someone thought I had a podcast, which I don't. Um, there is someone on Facebook and TikTok called Astrology Witch Podcast. Now, I've just LLC'd the company, and I've just I'm in the process of what's the word I'm looking for? Trademarking that logo. So eventually she will not be able to use that name. Not that I'm going to come after her or anything, but I'm just saying don't confuse the astrology witch who practices ancient astrology with whoever this chick is doing the Astrology Witch podcast. It's not me. So just so we're clear on that, because someone came at me the other day and I'm like, who? What? Oh, sweet butterfly girl, don't get me started on the food. Oh my God, don't get me started on the food. Okay, I'm going to start on the food. Before I close out, I was listening to a lady, she's a doctor, who quit working for the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. She took early retirement and only got half her pension because she couldn't take it anymore. She couldn't take the lies, and she couldn't take the crap and the garbage. I'm trying to find, my mother wrote her name down for me on a piece of paper, and now it's bugging the shit out of me, and I gotta find it. Wait. Hold on, kids. I have it somewhere. Maybe my mother took it back, but she wrote her name down, and I want to buy her book. I'll get more information on it. I don't know where the hell it went. But she used to work for the Food and Drug Administration, and she quit early and took early retirement. She moved to Hawaii, and no, you're not throwing me off, sweet butterfly girl. It's important that we know this. So I'm going to say what I've just learned. She was saying that 70s and 80s and even the 90s, a lot of children, a lot of food that was in our foods had a lot of lead. Oh God, and what's the other thing? Lead and, is it arsenic? Lead. Hold on, I got to think here. Lead, arsenic. There's another ingredient. Anyway, it's rampant. Even in produce, yes. It's rampant in our foods. Now, it became even more rampant in the 80s and the 90s, and they're still putting this in our foods. Now, there has been and I could say this because I've worked with these kids, there has been this influx of special education kids that have come in. I mean, the numbers are sky high. And I always think back to myself when I was a kid, because I wasn't necessarily special needs, but I had ADHD. I could not sit still. I was constantly hyper, and they used to scream at my mother and tell her, you need to stop giving your kid all this sugar. My mother didn't give me any sugar. I had to eat crappy shit like carob when I was a kid because my mother was this health nut. I believe it, Lady Isa Green. I believe it. So for the last 20 years, 30 years, they've been putting this crap in our foods, and it's having a very bad effect on us, especially our children. There are things that are in our foods that should not be in our foods, that are allowed in our foods, that aren't even allowed in Europe. Okay. I know somebody that was stationed in Bremenhaven, one of the Air Force bases in Germany. And she moved there with her family because she's in the Air Force. And She goes, we didn't change our diet. We did not do anything. We continued to go to the commissary, buy all the same foods we bought in the States. But everybody in her family noticed, like 6 months after being there, they had lost like between 10 and 15 pounds. And she's like, how's that possible? It's because there's foods that the FDA allow here in the United States that are banned in the EU, the European Union. They're not allowed. Um, high fructose corn syrup is one of those, I believe, that is banned in the European Union, yet it is allowed here in the States. So they're not doing good by us. And it's, everything is processed. So what she was trying to say was it's better to try and consume whole foods over processed. And that's really hard to do. I mean, come on, Lady Eyes of Green. We all know when we get home from work, we're tired. I don't want to get in the kitchen and start mashing homemade potatoes and this. And I mean, we're tired. See, sweet butterfly girl? Yes, you were skinny, so much skinnier when you lived in Europe. It's the foods that they're putting in it. Lead is one of them, arsenic's the other one, and then there's another one, and it's like aluminum or something. There's also a speculation that there's not only an increase in um, special needs children because of this, but also an increase in dementia, because all special needs children, if you test their blood, they have traces of lead in their blood stream. Every special needs child has this. And I don't know what to do about it. Aspartame, exactly. So, sweet butterfly girl, that reminds me. I see someone on TikTok who moved to Germany. They also didn't change their diet. And see, yes. Also, most of the foods they advertise isn't even really food. Exactly. When you read the labels in the grocery store, so much of the ingredients we can't pronounce. And that is another thing. I promise, next time I get back on here, which will probably be Monday, I will look into that and I'll find out the lady's exact name and the book. But she's working as a special education teacher in Hawaii right now to supplement our income. And the last little boy I took care of was not autistic. He was not on the spectrum, but he did have ADHD. And I always wanted to medicate him, and I hated it when he was medicated because he just became a like vegetable of a child, and it's like, okay, I made some suggestions to his mother, and I actually had a teacher come on board with me and talk to the mother too. And it wasn't that we were telling her how to feed her son, but what we were trying to say was, look, there's some things that are in foods that really trigger special needs children. And just like you said, aspartame, red dye 40, yellow 10, blue dye this, yellow dye this, the hot Cheetos, absolute pure shit. Doritos, shit. Has all these dyes in it. We were trying to tell her, if you steer clear of things that have those in them, he might adapt a little bit better to things. And I was bringing snacks to school for him too, string cheese, whole apples, oranges, because whole foods are better for you than anything processed any damn day of the week. So yes, they're killing us. So it is a really big problem in this country with that. And I'm actually, if you look at that vicious circle, we eat the crappy food, then we have to go to the doctor and get the crappy medication to make us better. But then that crappy medication has to make us take other medications because of the side effects from one medication. So it's this vicious cycle between FDA, the doctors, and Big Farm. Okay. It's just welcome to the United States. I don't know what to say. Exactly. And there's that one thing. My kids, when they were little, used to beg me, Sweet Butterfly Girl, for this one item in the store that I wouldn't buy. And I finally broke down one day and bought it because I was sick of hearing it. And that was those Lunchables. They were, those little, they're just pure crap. It's just it's like a little thing of processed. Here, have some processed crap. Okay, the kids love these, and like, yeah, they're processed. They have high sugar content and all kinds of artificial sweeteners and colorings. I mean, it's sad, but I think that's linked to population control as well. Because the people that are eating those foods are usually your poor. You're the ones that can't afford whole foods, whole fresh apples, oranges, things like that. So it's really sad. I'm hoping the Gen Z generation changes things because the boomer generations just screwed it all up. And my generation's not doing very well either. So, yeah, I caved too, Sweet Butterfly Girl. I was like, you know what? Screw it. You want it? Fine. I'm sick of hearing it. Yeah, I got to the point. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll feed you that. Fine. And you can't get away from it. Even when I worked in food service, we were giving the kids Pop Tarts for breakfast. Oh, don't get me started, Melly, on health insurance. God. I agree. One of the biggest issues here is health insurance. Like I said, it's a vicious cycle. Everything is connected. It's like that saying goes, I say all the time, everything is connected. Nothing stands alone. I usually say that in the metaphysical, but it's starting to pertain to the mundane world as well, don't you think? Um, it's just really, really sad. And the whole health insurance thing, um, I don't have to tell you guys in the chat. And there's an individual that is in the chat that, when I won't say who, but that individual has to have a full-time job because of their health issues, because this country's so shitty with its health insurance, because they wouldn't be able to afford any of their meds. I mean, that's where we're at here. Now I understand why a couple of my relatives became, see, it's not just health insurance, but complete health care. If you think about it, it's disease care, not health care. Exactly. It's about putting a band-aid on it. I don't want, I want to go to my doctor and I want you to tell me how I can cure this, how I can prevent this, not give me a shit ton of meds, put a band-aid on it and call it a day. That's what we don't get anymore. But it's just a vicious cycle. I have a couple of relatives that they didn't give up their citizenship here, but they have dual here and in Italy. And I'm like, why did you get citizenship in Italy? Are you going to buy property? No, because they have universal health care. Italy has one of the best health care systems in the world. Okay. Um, and they decided to become a citizen so that when they visit every year, because they go visit family every year, which I think I'd like to go with him next year, he gets a full physical. He gets his full checkup. He goes to the dentist, and I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, I'm a citizen of Italy. I'm entitled to that. He goes, and yeah, I have a very small insurance policy here in the States, but if something's majorly wrong, he's going to have to pay an $800 flight and go to Italy. But you know what? He said that $800 flight to Italy is a hell of a lot cheaper than the hospital bill he'll get from Sloan Kettering in New York. I used to work in dental too, Melly. Hold on. I'm reading all of your comments. So wait, I want to show this. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Just healthcare. I read that. I'm also wondering what they're making and where they are going with those toxic chemicals. I don't know, but it's more than just one company. What did I say? Norfolk Southern. The news and the media have you believe that that's the only company, but that company is the one in the front. But the two companies behind them that pull the purse strings on Norfolk Southern, one of them is Vanguard. The other one I'm not going to tell you. You'll learn all about it in my class, so pay the $20 and take the class. Those two companies control the world. Vanguard is one of them. The other one is getting ready to run the banking system. That's all I'm going to say. Fun fact, I work in dental and people would come in and have bad gum disease and the insurance will decline their treatment, so they have them eat the bacteria alone with all the shit they put in our food. Oh, Melly. I used to be a registered dental assistant and I did that for many years. And I saw the same thing. Now, the funny thing is, I went to the dentist about a year and a half ago, and the dentist was saying to me, "Oh, I've got gum disease, and I'm going to end up having this, that, and the other." Yes, you do need a Canadian insurance sugar daddy. But Melly, that is true. But here's something I'm going to share with my audience. I have gum disease, and I do believe it's hereditary. I mean, there's a lot of people in my family that like never smoked cigarettes or drank any alcohol, and they have it. Okay. There is a product. I'm going to get up and get it. Hold on. There is a product I've been using, and I've been using this for about 9 months now. And the last time I went to the dentist, he was pissed at me. Pissed. He's pissed at me. You would think he'd be happy, right? Because, Melly, you know this. So when you go to the dentist and you're getting your teeth cleaned, there's a thing called perio probing. And you'll hear the hygienist read out 332, 221, 436, and you don't want to go over anything over 5 is considered bad, right, Melly? So I had a couple of like 7 millimeter pockets. I had an 8 millimeter pocket. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my teeth. I'm going to be having implants. I started using this product called Guru Nanda. It is a pulling oil. Okay. And it's made with sesame oil. I've been using it for 3 months and I swish it around. And I also bought, or I didn't buy it, for Christmas, I got a water pick. So I put a teaspoon of baking soda into my water pick and a cap full of hydrogen peroxide with warm water, and I irrigate my gums every night. I've been doing it. So I went back to the dentist for my cleaning a couple of months ago, and he was not happy that like my 7 millimeter pockets that I had shrunk and I had gotten them down to a 5. Shrinking a pocket from a 7 to a 5 is good. He was not happy because he couldn't charge me for certain things anymore. So even the dentists they don't have your best interest at hand. But I've been religiously using this Guru Nanda. It's a pulling oil. If you can't afford this, I'm just saying, you could go to the grocery store and get your basic old coconut oil. That will work as well. But this has a nice flavor to it. And it's a pulling oil. And between that and my water pick, my teeth are a lot better. Let's see. Hop over to Vancouver where they have any and every type of man up there. There is a big diversity in Vancouver. Yes, I agree. In my water pick, I also put a couple of drops of the On Guard. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, plain old coconut oil works just as good. I like the Guru Nanda just because of how it's pressed and the process that goes into it, but it can be expensive and it's impossible to find now because some woman on TikTok is advertising it all the time. Yes, Melly, I thought so too. Thank you. No, he kind of had a shitty look on his face. Like, oh, fuck you. Pardon my French. Yes, road trip to Vancouver. I have family up there. I don't even know them. I'm not close to my dad's side of the family. So, but yes, that's my little spiel on. I know I went on a tangent with this new moon. Besides the new moon, I'm talking about teeth and food and all the crap that's in it. But it is what it is. What we have to do, people, is just be vigilant and read everything that we're buying, know what we're buying, do our homework, educate ourselves, and do our best. That's all we can do is do our best. That doesn't mean I eat, there's things in my kitchen that are way processed and there's no getting away from it. It's just one of those things. um, One of my guilty pleasures is I like Pringles, but they have to be the reduced salt only the potato chip Pringles. Now those have so much junk in them, okay, but there's just nothing like a handful of Pringles. But yes, Lady Eyes of Green, let me know if you want to do a road trip to Vancouver. I'll fly into Cali and we'll drive on up. I got to get my passport updated as well. So let me just make sure I finish my forecast here. So yes, I did go on a tangent here about this, and I really apologize. When it comes to special needs kids, health, food, I'm a big activist for clean living. I do want to give you some positive news, though. Besides having the new moon hit on the 20th, we also have Venus moving into Aries. So a lot of us, especially if we have a strong fire in us, our wild side has a tendency to come out when we have Venus in Aries. So, if you decide you're going to hop on the back of some guy's Harley and take off, Venus in Aries, rock and roll, right? But these next few weeks will bring wonderful and exciting energy for many of us. Like I said, with Venus moving into action-oriented Aries, um, it could be action-packed. This will bring a feeling of excitement and that feeling of I need to get out and do something, be active, be adventurous. Now, like I've always said, even in waxing moon phases, bad things can and will happen, especially with those windows I call the days of caution. Now, this new moon, like I said, is all about the spiritual growth, the cosmic growth, the holistic growth. Pisces energies do make many of us want to kind of daydream, escape reality. Sometimes we feel like we're in a fog or a daze. And there are some people with strong Neptunian and Pisces in them that have that want to indulge in like booze or drugs, legal or illegal. Now, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do, but do everything in moderation. And if you're not a drinker, remember this Pisces energy rules water. Drink lots of water. Water, 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 water. Do yoga and meditate. These are some of the best three things you can do in a Pisces new moon, besides playing with all your divination tools. Water, yoga, meditation. I'm going on a hike in Sedona, so that's just something I've always wanted to. I like Sedona in February. It's perfect hiking weather. Not too hot, not too cold. But even through meditation and dreams, we can, as human beings, receive deep downloads. So listen this weekend to anything and everything that comes your way, whether it's in the mundane or in the subconscious. Listen. Where was I? Now, it's kind of funny that we started talking about food and health because this moon also drives us to eat healthier. One thing about new moons in Pisces, new moons in uh, Aquarius, even new moons in Virgo, those three new moons are a green light to make changes in our diet, in our health, in our fitness, in our even in our mental capacity. It drives us to eat healthier and really look at what's in our foods. Kind of funny how we all brought this up. We must be feeling that Pisces energy. Like I said, stick with whole foods and less processed for ultimate health. I'm not the pitch, I am not a perfect example of perfect health. I need to lose weight. Um, and I'm trying. I've lost about 4 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Super Bowl did not help last Sunday. Eating all that junky food, nachos and this, and that. But um, new moons in Pisces, Virgo, and Aquarius, always great for um, changing habits, ending habits, perfect time to quit something, quit smoking, quit drinking, quit whatever. Good time to do that. Um, the only other time I would suggest we really hold our resolve to diet, fitness, and bad habits is when the moon is full or waning in Virgo. That's also a good time to get rid of red habits, bad habits. Virgo, there's something about Virgo, it disciplines you. So if you do spell work and you are a practitioner working weight loss spells and better health spells in Virgo is very blessed. But I do hope you all have a very wonderful new moon. And also ground often. Yes. Oh, you're going to Mardi Gras. Wait a minute. I got to go back up and read before I just jump in here too. Okay, deal. Road trip. I God. Venus and Aries. Woot woot. Yep. Venus and Aries. Woot woot. I feel like the energy has been sluggish these past. It has. And there are no planets in retrograde. We are retrograde free from any planets until I think like April 20th, April 15th, something like that. Mercury goes retrograde, I think. Um, yeah, I have felt like the energy's been sluggish too. But then again, look at what's been on the news the last few months. That can really make our energy levels come down because it does something to our psyche. I told my mother the other day, turn off the damn news. You're upset, you're crying, turn it off. I know it's horrible, but you're not doing yourself any good with this situation. Speaking of Super Bowl, I did like the halftime show. I am a Rhiannon fan. I love Rihanna. And well, I just don't, how do I put this? This is just my perspective, okay? Um, First of all, Rhiannon's pregnant. Okay. What, you didn't like the Super Bowl show because it didn't show enough tits and ass? Is that the problem? I mean, I'm not referring to you, sweet butterfly girl. This is a hypothetical because I've heard a lot of criticism about her performance. Um, uh, well, that could be too. That could be too. I think in Vedic, aren't they already in an Aries Libra axis? I know they're ahead, but I enjoyed the Super Bowl halftime show. I love Rhiannon, and I thought she was fantastic. I was a little disappointed that they blocked out the one part of the show, which would probably have created a hysteria, especially in Phoenix. At the end of every show, she holds up her hand like this. And I know everyone goes, "Ooh, Illuminati, Illuminati." And I don't know. Jay-Z does it too. He holds up this, and he's supposed to represent his company. Okay, and we're moving into July 18th. We move into Aries, Libra, which get ready for a lot of divorces. Get ready for a lot of injustice. When that next dragon hits, oh, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's some Supreme Court justices that are impeached. What is Libra rule? Laws, courts, justice. Anyway, but yes, I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I had a good time watching it. Let's see. I want to go to Mardi Gras and earn those beads. I bet you do, Mama. We'll go. We'll go. I'll just make sure the kids have some bail money for us. Okay. No, New Orleans is on my bucket list. Yes. Watch your friends and family for sure. But yeah, I do want to go to New Orleans too, sweet butter or Lady Eyes of Green. So I guess we've got a lot of travel plans to make. Vancouver, New Orleans, and we do have to do Salem as well. We should do that before it's underwater. I told my kids, if you want to go see Venice, you better do it in the next 2 years. Because even less, because there is this Arctic shell down in, I know, I'm like Debbie Downer today. I'm sorry. Hell, I will give you. Okay, you give them the bail money. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Salem's on my list. And I'm not getting any younger, so like the saying goes in my household, crap or get off the pot. I think that's what I need to do. But yeah, Salem's on the list too. But I'm glad they have bail money. We'll make sure they have some bail money for us so when we could get in trouble. But I think I've covered it all. I want you all out there to have a very wonderful new moon. I won't be on this weekend, but I will try and get back on here on Monday and do a few tarot pulls and stuff like that. I was supposed to do it today, but I'm not. Most of the people in here have already had a full life reading. I'm getting the hiccups. I've already had a full life reading, so I don't need to do any mini readings. And I don't have my tarot cards exactly right next to me. So I'm not going to pull any cards today because I do have to get going. I actually have to write a happy birthday forecast for Pisces. That's going to go into Patreon. That should hit tomorrow evening. So there's that. And if you are on Patreon, full forecast is in there with days of caution. I think I covered it all. Well, what I do is like, there's those who've had their full life reading. You never have to have another one. Once you purchase your full life reading from me, that doesn't change. Your stars don't change, the ones you're born with. So a lot of people come at me for the progressive readings, and I just printed out a progressive reading for a friend of mine. He's also my realtor. I adore him, and I'm sure he's going to watch this later. So, hi. And he was pretty impressed with it because it takes you day by day by day. I mean, it's going to tell you exactly what the energies that are happening, what's going on. And so that's another reading. That's a progressive reading. And the only people that can purchase that. Oh, you don't have to do that. It's okay. But I appreciate that. But the progressives are usually for my return clients. You know, they get the progressive rating, and it's an annual thing, and I think it's like $50 to $56 for that. It's not that expensive. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I am running tons of specials. And like I said, I did get in. I did get it in. I'm going to put it up tonight. The blue sage and the black sage smudge sticks. They're going for $3.50 a piece. I got those because there's a lot of people that to really get in there, and white sage isn't going to do shit. You need blue sage. Or if you need to tap into your subconscious, you need blue sage. I went over this a couple weeks ago about sage. You can go back and watch my video on all the different sages. But I had made a purchase for my store, and my package disappeared. The neighbors down the street stole my store product. That happens a lot here. It's okay. I stole his cat, so we're even. But I had to have the FedEx guy go over there and get it from them. They had it. Now, luckily, when the FedEx guy came back, he gave it to me. He goes, now, you can't press charges because it's not open. But if they had opened it, I could have pressed charges. Not that I would have done that, but quit touching my shit, man. Okay? If it doesn't say my name or the astrology witch, you should not be opening it, sir. Do I open other people's mail? No. So there's that. I'm bitching about it. So anyway, it is a 3-day weekend for some of you. So if you do have Monday off, I think it's what, President's Day, President's Weekend. Have a great 3-day weekend. Enjoy the new moon energy coming. Now, on that Sunday when we get the new moon, and also that Monday and Tuesday, some of us might feel a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Sluggish, lack of energy. A Pisces moon can do that to us. We just kind of feel. I have a dragon's head in Pisces, so this is my moon here. And though I'm Capricorn, no, the Pisces moon, I can make things happen. So I'm going to really put my magic to work, so to speak. But all of you out there, Sweet Butterfly Girl, Lady Eyes of Green, Melly, Doris, and I think there was Tonya. Tonya is in there somewhere from Greece. There she is. I haven't heard. She might not be on, but all of you, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I will come back on Monday, and I promise Monday afternoon I'll get on here early, and I'll pull some tarots. We'll do some mini readings. I'll have my software up and running, and we'll have some fun. Hopefully there'll be a lot of people in here like today because it is a holiday. A lot of people are off. So let's shoot for Monday. I'll set up a time. I'll probably do it around this time, 3:30 in the afternoon. Even though it's 4:30 for me now, but that way everyone's able to get in, and then I could do some mini readings because it's been a really long time since I've done any mini readings on my own software here. I'm always doing like the tarot or the oracle, but I'm never really in there doing the mini readings. So I'll make it a point to do that. And I do apologize. Usually the room's a little cleaner. I tried to make the bed, but fat cat won't move. And you can't argue with a calico. Okay. You can't argue with them. They wear the pants. As Lady Eyes of Green knows. Anyway, you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Ciao.